So good morning, everyone. So now the first problem on single phase converters. See here, I'm reading the problem. A separately excited DC motor is fed from 230 volts 50 hertz supply via a single phase half controlled bridge rectifier. See, this is half controlled. Half controlled is nothing but semi controlled. Okay, the armature parameters have given. Armature inductance is 0.06 Henries, resistance is 0.3 ohms, and the motor voltage constant is 0.9 volt per ampere, radians per second. See, this is radians per second, which means we have to denote the speed also in radians per second format. Remember, if it is radians per second, then we have to determine the speed in radians per second only, which means in omega. We have two speeds, right? N or omega. N means revolutions per minute, simply RPM. Omega means radians per second. Okay. And the field resistance is 104 ohms. The field current is also controlled by semi-converter. See here, the field circuit is also controlled by another semi-converter and is set to the maximum possible value. Maximum possible value. Maximum possible value means when we get the maximum output, when alpha is 0, then we will get the maximum output. So the maximum possible value can be attained when the alpha is 0. Remember this point. The load torque TL is 50 Newton meter at 800 RPM. So the speed is given in RPM and the load torque is 50 Newton meter. The inductances of the armatures and field circuits are sufficient enough to make the armature and field currents continuous and ripple free. So this is the assumption he has made, that armature and the field currents are continuous. Now what we calculate now? First we have to calculate the field current. We need to calculate the field current IF. The second one, the firing angle of the converter in the armature circuit. So we have to calculate the firing angle of the armature circuit and the input power factor of the armature circuit. So we need to calculate the input power factor also. So these three bits we need to calculate. So first we need to calculate the field current. To calculate the field current, first we know how the field is excited. See, the field current is controlled by a semi-converter and is set to the maximum possible value. So that means the semi-converter is also feeding the field circuit. Okay, this is very important. This is very, very important. Now, for single phase semi-controlled converter, the field average equation can be written as EF is equal to EM by pi into 1 plus cos alpha, because this is semi-controlled converter. So for semi-controlled converter, the average equation will be EM by pi into 1 plus cos alpha. Okay, and the condition is maximum field voltage. The field voltage is maximum, which means now substitute alpha here as 0 degrees. If alpha is 0, then cos alpha will be 1. So 1 plus 1 will be 2 EM by pi. Okay, so the firing angle alpha is 0, which means the EF is 2 EM by pi. We know EM. EM is the maximum value, which is root 2 into 230. 230 is RMS value. See here, it is 230 volt supply. So EM is the maximum value, which can be written as root 2 into RMS value. Root 2 into RMS is 230. So root 2 into 230 by pi. So we will get the field voltage as EF. Why we need to calculate the field voltage? Because we have to determine the field current. We have to determine the field current. We know the field resistance. We know the field resistance. We have to determine the field current, which means field current can be written as IF is equal to EF by RF. So we know RF, which is 104 ohms, but we don't know what is EF. So in order to determine this voltage, we have calculated EF here. Okay, now substitute EF and RF. In this formula, you will get the field current as 1.99 amperes. 1.99 amperes. Okay, so this is how we can calculate the field current. Okay, and similarly, for the second point, we need to calculate the firing angle of the converter in the armature circuit. So generally, this is a separately excited DC motor. This is separately excited DC motor, which means the armature is separate circuit and the field is separate circuit. You know the diagram. See, this is our armature circuit having a resistance and inductance and a motor, which is represented with an EB. So this is our armature circuit, and here we will have a field winding, which is separately excited by, which is excited separately. Here, this is also a semi converter. This is also a semi converter, and here we know the semi converter circuit diagram. Here also we can add a semi converter here because it is also semi. So this is armature circuit. So it is RA here, RA, here it is LA, and here it is back EMF EB. So this is our armature circuit. This is our armature circuit, and this is our field circuit. We have calculated the field current as first bit here. This is the field current. This we have calculated in the first bit. In the second bit, we have to calculate this armature firing angle. So the firing angle of the converter in the armature circuit. So that we have to calculate. So for that, we know to calculate the firing angle, we know the formula EA is equal to EM by pi into 1 plus cos alpha. This is the average voltage of the motor or the terminal voltage of the motor. EA is equal to EM by pi into 1 plus cos alpha. We need to calculate alpha. We don't know alpha. We know EM. EM is root 2 into 230. But we have to know this EA also. This EA we need to calculate because EA has not given in this problem. So we have to calculate this EA. So in order to calculate this EA, we know the formula to calculate the EA is equal to armature voltage. EA is equal to EB plus IA into RA. We know IA because we can calculate IA. RA, armature resistance, already given as 0.3 ohms in the problem. But we have to calculate EB and we have to calculate IA here. So in order to calculate IA, we can use the torque expression. See, this is the torque expression. Generally, in separately excited motor, the torque expression is T into constant, T is equal to constant K phi IA. So this is the general torque equation in separately excited motor. Constant K is given, torque T is given, which is 50 Newton meter, but phi is not given. But this phi can be replaced with IF because in separately excited DC motor, the flux is proportional to field current in separately excited DC motor. But whereas in series DC motor, this flux is directly proportional to armature current. So this is the difference. So this is separately excited DC motor. So this flux phi can be replaced by IF. So which means this can be written as K into IF into IA. So this K into IF into IA. So we know K and we know IF. First bit we have calculated the IF. We know torque T, which is 15 Newton meter. So from this equation we can write IA is equal to torque T by Ka into If. Okay, so this equation, see here, very simple. So torque by Ka into If. We know Ka has been given as 0.5, 0.9. Torque is 15 Newton meter. Ia we have calculated in the first bit, which is 1.99 amperes. If you simplify this, you will get Ia as 27.92 amperes. Now, in this equation, we know Ia is, and Ra has given, but we need to calculate Eb. So to calculate Eb, we know this formula, constant into omega into If, where omega is in radians per second, but speed has given in 800 RPM, in RPM. Okay, this RPM can be converted into radians per second by multiplying it with 2 pi by 60. You know, you have done the same in machines 1 and machines 2 subjects also. So 800 into 2 pi by 60. Now this speed is converted into radians per second. We know Ka is 0.9. We know If as 1.99. Now calculate Eb. You will get Eb as 150.04 volts. So 150.04 volts is the back EMF. So substitute Eb here. You know Ia is 27.92. So substitute here, and Ra has given us 0.3 volts. Sorry, 0.3 ohms. So you can simplify. You will get the armature voltage of the motor, which is EA, as 158.42 volts. Now substitute EA here. You know EA now. You know EM now. Pi is constant. 1 is constant. You have to calculate this alpha value. Now from this equation, you will get alpha value, and the alpha value will be around 58 degrees. So this is how you can calculate the alpha value for the given speed. For the given speed and for the given parameters of armature elements, you can calculate the alpha value. So if you apply alpha as 58 degrees, you will get 800 revolutions per minute. And the armature current will be 27.92 amperes, and the back EMF across the motor will be 150 volts at alpha 58 degrees. Okay, so this is for second bit. And similarly, in the third bit, we need to calculate the input power factor. We need to calculate the input power factor. So in order to calculate the input power factor, generally power factor can be calculated as cos phi or cos theta, we can say cos phi or cos theta, where the phi is the angle between voltage and current. Like that we can calculate. Or power factor can also be calculated as power factor is equal to active power by apparent power. Active power by apparent power. Active power is capital P, apparent power is simply S. You know the power triangle. So this is the power triangle. This is reactive power on y-axis, active power which is P on x-axis, and the apparent power S on hypotenuse. S is hypotenuse. So here the angle will be theta. So from this relation also we can calculate the power factor, which is P by S. From this triangle, the power factor will be active power by apparent power. So active power, we need to calculate the active power, we need to calculate the apparent power, so that we will get the power factor. So for that, first we know the output voltage, which is EA, and we know the output current, which is armature current of the motor, IA. We know EA and we know IA. Now the output power will be product of EA and IA. See here, this is a DC. Output power is a DC because the motor is a DC motor. So in DC, voltage into current gives the power. So EA into IA, we will get the output power as 4,423 watts. 4,423 watts. But in the problem, he mentioned that the losses are neglected. See, neglect the system losses. When the losses are neglected, which means the input power is the same as the output power. So PA means, which is output power. PA is the input power. So input power is the same as the output power, which is 4,423 watts. So now we have calculated the active power of the input, but we have to calculate the apparent power. So to calculate the apparent power, generally the formula for S apparent power is VRMS into IRMS. VRMS into IRMS is the apparent power formula. Okay, so VRMS, we know the input voltage is 230 volts. But what about IRMS? So we have to calculate this IRMS. This IRMS can be calculated like this. RMS equation. So from this RMS equation, we can calculate the IRMS value. So from this expression, we will get the IRMS value as 22.09. So the input apparent power can be calculated like this. IRMS into, see, this is VRMS and this is IRMS. So if you multiply both of them, we will get the apparent power as 5,287.7 watts. Okay, now you want to calculate power factor. Now the power factor formula will be active power by apparent power. So the power factor PF is equal to active power at the input, which is 4,423 watts, and the apparent power is 5,287 watts. If you simplify this, you will get 0.84. So this is the power factor. This is how we have to calculate the parameters.